On 31st December 1999, the world held its breath, in particular, hospital staff, air traffic controllers, computer programmers, and financial houses. Everyone knew, of course, as they laughed confidently together, that the millennium bug wouldn't affect them. Everyone knew that the computers would carry on working and that planes flying over the Atlantic at midnight would still be flying a minute after midnight, but still, nobody wanted to be the one 30,000 feet up in the air to find out. Most national banks in the UK had spent thousands, and in some cases millions, of pounds during 1999 on planning, researching and consulting, in the hope that the transition into the next century would go relatively smoothly. The bank that I use in the city of York in the north of England was no exception. On 3 January, the first business day after the new year, the bank manager of the York branch sat down at his desk, inwardly breathing a sigh of relief. No problems seemed to have occurred over the holiday period. Nothing had blown up, broken down or developed a life of its own. Starting to relax, he sat down to open his mail for that day, which included the usual correspondence, memos to read and letters to sign. Suddenly aware that something wasn't quite right, he looked down to the bottom of a letter he had been reading, where the administration assistant had stamped the corner to confirm receipt, received 3 January 1900. Apparently, the £1 million Millennium conversion package had not included changing the rubber date stamp. This story is quoted from Margaret Parkin's book, Tales for Coaching, using stories and metaphors with individuals and small groups. As the idiom, "Look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves," says, in your concern for the big picture, don't trip up over the small problems.